From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, February 3rd, 2016. Silver is trading at $14.46 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,132 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $376. Antiwar.com reports a radio station operated by the Islamic State has been fueling concern among Afghans in the nation's southeast that the region is soon to fall to the fledgling the Islamic State affiliate. Reports on Tuesday suggest that the station was destroyed overnight in U.S. airstrikes. Official statements presented the attacks as counter-terrorism operations in the region, and the 46 people killed in the assorted airstrikes were all labeled the Islamic State militants, even though the slain included at least 5 employees at the radio station and 5 others who were internet service technicians for the Islamic State. The radio station of the Islamic State, dubbed the Voice of the Caliphate, broadcasted sermons from the Islamic State religious figures and urged locals to follow Sharia law. The station in Afghanistan also warned locals against contact with the Afghan government. Afghan officials say they believe the site of the strike was not the only home of the radio station and that it was a mobile operation moved around across the Afghan-Pakistan border area to try to prevent detection. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports a severe winter storm that blanketed much of the Midwest in snow continued its path eastward Tuesday evening and is expected to bring more snow to regions in the upper Midwest, while tornadoes arrived in the southeast. Forecasters said the tornadoes may have resulted from the same supercell thunderstorm and are unsure whether the same tornado touched down several times or the tornadoes consisted of 5 separate twisters. Details on injuries or damage in the area that saw tornadoes was not immediately known. Cities hit included Nashville, Tennessee, and Birmingham, Alabama, and were listed by the Climate Prediction Center as facing the most substantial tornado risk. Meanwhile, severe snowstorms continue to roll across the Midwest, prompting multiple winter storm watches and warnings by the National Weather Service for parts of 5 states from Kansas to Minnesota. The snow shut down hundreds of miles of multiple interstates, including I-80, I-70, and I-29. In fact, 100 miles of Interstate 80 in Nebraska were closed due to whiteout conditions. Commercial flights at airports were also canceled, and electricity was knocked out to thousands of residents across the region. More than a foot of snow was recorded in parts of Nebraska, according to forecasters, and other areas received between 6 to 12 inches. The severe weather also brought strong winds and frigid temperatures to some states. If you're fed up with the government running every aspect of your life, but you're not listening to the Lava Flow podcast yet, what's wrong with you? Go right now to thelavaflow.com/listen. The Lava Flow podcast, channeling the flow of information to the libertarian, anarcho-capitalist, voluntarist, and agorist community. Subscribe today using any podcatcher at thelavaflow.com/listen, or just go back to sucking up to the government. The Lava Flow podcast, striking the root every episode. Reuters reports the City Council for the District of Columbia voted unanimously on Tuesday to study the possible licensing of cannabis clubs as the U.S. Capitol nears its anniversary of legalized cannabis. The council also extended a temporary ban on smoking cannabis in private clubs until a task force can report on how the venues can be established. The law that took effect in February 2015 allows adults to possess small amounts of cannabis and grow and consume it at home. Facing opposition from Congress, the district bans the sale of cannabis, but public smoking has become common as arrests have dried up. Mayor Muriel Bowser and Police Chief Kathy Lanier have pushed for the permanent ban. They have faced opposition from proponents who argue that clubs would be part of implementing more fully the 2014 ballot initiative that legalized cannabis in Washington, D.C. Bowser's prohibition would forbid cannabis use anywhere outside of a private residence and authorizes the mayor to revoke the license of businesses that allow consumption on their property. Besides the District of Columbia, the states of Colorado, Washington, Oregon, and Alaska have made cannabis lawful for recreational use. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.